Hello, hello.
Welcome. So, it's your first session together.
Yes,
Are you excited?
I am very excited.
Awesome. Okay, so I took a look at your answers, and I gotta say, I'm very, very happy with. I find it's usually a good omen when people when people nail 4 and 8 on the fourth question, because yeah, those are the two boxes I'm usually looking for. I usually question the other ones. Like, I guess I'm always wondering. Are we really that worried about like about like 2? Like what's on 2 that we're really worried about, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's like weak nair. So not really. I guess I was just kind of like picturing the hitboxes. But you're right that it's not like that threatening a hitbox. Like I ignored dare for the same reason, but
Yeah, and that's kind of the purpose of the and similarly I'd question like 7 and 9 because like while pound it does hit at those diagonals, like it's not really like hitting, like she moves up to hit those spots, but it's not like that she has a disjoint there, you know what I mean? It's like, so I say 4, 8 and 6 are the ones that I kind of look for. Does that make sense, or do I sound crazy?
no, that makes total sense. 4 back air, 8 up air, 6 fair. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, because like 6 would also have like pound. Like 6 and 8 both have pound because she can pound in either. Like 4 and 6 both have pound because she can pound in either direction. Cool.
Are 7 and 9 not pretty threatening hitbox areas for pound though? Pound covers pretty far above her, no?
It's because kind of, but she also moves in that direction. Like if you want, I can show you the hitbox like real quick because
Yeah.
for sure. So let me just pull up.
That's a good idea.
Let me just open Dolphin. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Alright, so let's turn Fighter Collision on. Oh wait, that's on General. And then here, we'll do this with Frame Advance.
Large.
So you see what I mean? It's
Oh,
not...
totally.
Yeah!
Yeah, it feels like, wow. It feels way more threatening than it actually is.
Well, it's...
At the above, like the diagonal.
You know, interestingly, people give me the same answer for up air too, but you can see it doesn't really like extend off to the sides all that much.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's why I asked that question specifically with like, of not counting drift. Because it's like with drift things get a little wacky, but we can move in relation to our opponent as well. Why do you think I have that question there?
I guess because like probably for the sake of like angles of attacks on certain characters. Because that's common, like that's a very important spacing tool that gets overlooked a lot.
Yeah, can you tell me more about that?
My favorite example is Icy's inability to cover like the diagonal in front of them and how insanely good shining that part of their shield is.
Ooh, okay, yeah, like basically their back air is like a straight line behind them, their up air is like a straight line above them, and their fair is kind of slow and their nair doesn't have a whole lot of reach. So it's like, and their down air, while fast, also hits below them. So like, yeah, you have kind of a pathway into their space, above and in front of them in general. Yeah, no, that's a great example. And it is exactly that. By understanding where our character's tools cover their body and don't cover their body, it gives us a way to like sort of formulate a game plan around like what space we want to occupy, basically. If we think about any Cody versus Hungrybox set ever, I'm pretty sure like the spacing that he takes and that Hungrybox is trying to maneuver him into will conform to something like this, where it's like Hungrybox is trying to get him on one of those like straight lines above or to his sides, and then Cody's plan is, all right, how do I not be in there? How do I be below him or like attacking at the diagonals? Like you're probably picturing it and you can probably see it right away, can't you?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So that's the one question I wanted to go over. That's like with that in, well, other than 5, of course. So let's talk about what you've given me is like pretty broad. So I want to like kind of so I wanted to ask you, like, you know, you said you want to improve your neutral game and punish game. You find yourself that you have trouble finding the balance here and there. What do you have any examples of where you find yourself, and like other specific matchups where you find this problem is more prevalent in, or are you finding that this is a pretty broad issue? And can you think of any, like, just basically, I want to get a better sense of what, like, this problem looks like.
Yeah, so I think like a good example is like when I am applying pressure, I just like I find that I don't take I've been focusing on it a lot in practice in the past like week. Um and it has helped a little already, but advice would definitely still be good. I don't like take enough like pause and rhythm changes. I kind of just like I'm kind of like okay, they're here, so I try my best to like lock them in, but a lot of times I'm finding that like by being like okay, here's my opportunity, go go go, I'm neglecting options like various escape options or reversal options.
Okay. So when you're, do you have, so what would be an example of where this could come up? Like, say, let's say you're fighting like a Sheik player. So you've got them in the corner, like you've put them into a relatively good spot. What's the plan from that? Like, what's something that you might go for versus a shielding Sheik in that position?
Like a approaching laser shine, if I'm really thinking. More than likely, like laser in place and then dash forward late aerial shine is like my favorite thing to do, but that gives them time to reversal me between the laser and the late aerial, so I know it's not like the best thing to do.
Well, it's like it's high reward in the sense that like if they don't act, like you're very very happy.
Yes.
So I get so okay, fair enough. So let me think here. So you're saying it's not the best thing to go for. What would be what usually feels like the best thing to go for? Like, or what do you feel like would be a good alternative to go for that would compensate for some of those weaknesses?
I have a thing specifically into Chic. I really, really, really like it. If I want to approach there, which is running shine grab. Because when you input the shine, you are inputting down. The way that I do it is like yeah, like so you run in and you shine, which inputs down. So if they interrupt the shine, you get CC and then you get the grab anyway. So either you get the shine grab on shield, or let's say they like wave dash back forward tilt. I run in, shine, but the shine gets canceled and I CC grab.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So basically basically making use of ASDI down or crouch cancel to like limit how much. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's like a true option select, which I think is really cool because I find that I don't run into those that often.
I think that like I see a good amount of back air in that spot sometimes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like if I want to be safer, just like spacing a bear into like holding center, into laser, into more spaced aerials.
I think I'd see Mango go for that a good amount. Like basically like he'll shoot the laser, he'll like dash dance or something to set up like good spacing with something like that. I think that could make a good amount of I think that like getting some ideas from him might make some amount of sense as a starting point here. I know that sometimes that like people want me to look at their matches, and we can do that if you have some handy. But I also feel like when it's a problem this broad, it can be good to like look at top players and see what their ideas are. So that because a lot of times there's things that we can take from them. Is that something that you'd be open to?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
Excellent. So I have pulled Mango versus Spark from LACS. It's about a year old, but I think that, you know what, year-old Mango is like still probably going to have some good ideas here.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen like ancient Mango VODs that still have like some insane ideas that I've never seen before.
Amazing. So, okay, so there's no reluctance to to these matches. That's great. Let's just slow this down a bit, and we'll just pick things out as they come up. Alrighty. I can hear Phil in the background. All right, so this is the type of so that would be like I think this would be the type of thing that you would go for. So like we have like high laser shoots him down, second high laser kind of locks him in place, then go for shine. Makes sense. Cool.
Yes. That's such a good reaction too. I that's something I've been actively working on in my punish, is like reacting to tech options more off of dare.
What do you find? What do you find some of the challenges are with like reacting to those options? Because I know Falco has like his tech chasing is a little bit more complicated than the people who just like can grab over and over and over again. So what's some of the stuff that you do to like solve that?
Honestly, it is really difficult. I get really twitchy, I think is my biggest issue. I found that when I'm playing good, I'm actually paying attention and reacting. But when I'm playing like nervous, I will really often like just pick an option that I hope works, like sort of just a fast panic option. Okay. So like, I'll just like rip a forward smash, praying that just reading. I read too much in those situations when it's not necessary.
Yeah, so something that I think that makes some amount of sense with characters like this is if we try to like organize our position a little, like organize our inputs a little bit in advance, if that makes sense. So like here, so we have like well, I'll point it out the next time we have a knockdown, but so here's actually a shield pressure situation. Let's see here. So this is kind of the type of thing that you're talking about doing, because like when he's got Spark in shield. Then once he's got him in shield, this is that like run forward, and then he goes into crouch here, and then it goes for running shine. Like, yeah, now he goes for running shine into like a bunch of stuff after, but that's kind of the idea. Okay, so then how does Spark get out of this? He kind of just like takes the hits. I think no, he winds up taking the nair. So this is pretty successful here, right?
Definitely.
Gotcha. So what do you think what do you think the next plan should be? What do you think that he should be doing next, given how that last interaction went? Like, what would your process be on the next pressure string?
I would probably do something like shine grab, because that last sequence was like pretty tricky and off rhythm and complicated. So like, it'd be good to now simplify it.
Okay, so you're thinking like this last pressure string like did a lot of work with did a lot of fancy stuff. So now we want to just. So what are you thinking Spark's response to all that stuff is?
He's probably going to be looking for openings because like there was a small opening in that sequence between the West Ball's pressure, I believe.
Yeah.
So like I feel like if I'm Spark, I'm like, okay, Mango's going for longer pressure sequences and not grabbing, so like I can shield longer. I can roll out, maybe. I can find a timing for that. Probably not time for a reversal. I'm not sure what frame Nair out of shield would be.
It's pretty fast. It's on 6. It's a frame faster than a shield grab, basically.
Okay.
So I actually really like that you called attention to the fact that Spark is likely to like want to like find a gap. What's interesting to me though is that like he just immediately buffer rolls, which I feel like is a sign that he just doesn't want to deal with that pressure at all. Mm-hmm. So I think that I almost wonder, would it make more like, because you said shine grab, but I'm almost wondering, could it make more sense to just like look for dash dance grab? Like
yes.
If our read is that like this guy doesn't want to be here at all, like could we do something that maybe covers like an escape route, like say auto cancel bear, like auto cancel bear, or dash dance, and then like as he acts do our reaction based on that.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's really smart. That's something that I definitely find I don't naturally think about and look for as much.
Like reaction points.
Basically just like what you described of like, I guess like just holding the space and like why to hold the space or why not. So yeah. Like after a pressure sequence, like you have instilled this idea of long pressure sequences, so like holding space and waiting for rolls is good.
Yeah,
Or
we actually see...
like trying to bait that. Yeah, he tries to bait it right there.
Yeah, like we see a microcosm of this. Like starting from here, we have a bunch of shines basically pelting Spark. And I know that the temptation when we see Westball's pressure is usually like, oh, it's grabbable. But like, remember, this is like not one read that Spark is being obligated to make. It's really more like 3, because he has to respond to the aerial that Mango's landed with here. Then there's the first shine, which he has to also then anticipate, and then there's the next shine which comes after it. So we're actually asking quite a bit of him to like get out of that unscathed. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that Spark is actually making a really good decision here by like saying, I don't want to deal with any of this. I'm getting the hell out of here at the first possible opportunity. So which is why we're seeing more buffer roll. And then what Mango then does is, once he gets his next initiation on him, like we see him like kind of check for that by doing this stuff, and then he's like he kind of starts waiting for like reactions, because he's notices Spark's shield is getting smaller. So then it's just, all right, how are you responding to these additional threats? So like, this might be a good thing to formalize. So like, after he initiates with this laser, how does he go about waiting? So we see here this is one way to do it, which would be dash dancing, right? Mm-hmm. And then here we have like late aerial into dash away as well, which is another way to do it. So yeah. a lot of things involve dashing, it seems.
Yeah. Okay.
So that can actually be something we flag. I'm actually gonna grab one of those pictures, like one of those screenshots, so we have like a reference for like where these would go. So let's go back one. Yeah, that's aerial is perfect for it. Because normally, like, I feel like in this situation, normally, like, the line of play is almost always we just shine and go, right?
Totally.
But, like, you can see that there's benefits to not shining here.
Totally, yeah.
Because he's so much more equipped to cover the roll in, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Nair safe?
Probably not from instant shield grab the way he did it, but if he aims, like, if the collision bubble is even just like a smidge lower, like if it's here,
yeah,
probably.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is probably like,
that felt early.
It's like, I think he was going for a mid-height one, and then he just kind of like did it slightly too high, but like, so this is probably like the ideal here, but like, yeah. But basically the main takeaway is, there are pros to not shining here. Mm-hmm. To not shining. And then like what he winds up doing here is kind of like he dashes inward, right? So like let's flag that. So I've already kind of provided some reasons for dashing in here, but what are some other things that you notice about like why this might be good?
It continues the corner pressure sequence without allowing Sheik like an easy way in.
Mm-hmm. So what do you mean by that? So it doesn't allow Sheik an easy way in. Is it that, like, what is it about dashing that, like, over, say, like, wave dashing or something that makes it good at this?
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. So, like, I would say I agree with your assessment. Like, I agree that that dashing in doesn't allow a Sheik an easy way back into center. What if he had wave dashed? I think that, like, that would allow her, though, an easy way back into center. Or, like, an easier way back into center. So what is it about dashing that makes it better at this?
Good question. Are you actional sooner out of dash than wave dash?
Yeah.
I suppose for jumping, yeah.
Yeah, you can jump, shield, and shield, dash attack, or smash turn, like basically dash dance, on any frame out of a dash, whereas with wave dashing it's always like jump squat plus 10 as your commitment. So dashing, its strength is that its flexibility. You're able to act on every frame of it in a way that you can't with wave dashing. So you're literally just more actionable. Its price is that you don't have as many tools at the end of it. Like, dashing restricts what you can go for, but you are able to go for things at any point during it.
Okay. That's really eye-opening. I feel like I have always kind of assumed in my head that because I get more options, wave dashing is usually better. But I didn't think about like how much faster you're actionable out of dash. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so like with dash, I always kind of view. Do you play any like class-based games or MMOs or like tabletops or anything?
Not really. I've played D&D a couple of times.
Okay, D&D could work. So like I always view dashing kind of as a warlock in that it has great power, but it comes at the cost of a lot of options. Because, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you're like restricted. It is restrictive in some ways, but at the same time, you also get to do anything you get to do things on every frame too. Whereas with wave dashing here, like if he wave dashes, Sheik with her faster wave dash can see that and then decide, okay, because of how reaction windows work, I probably can't like directly challenge him, but I could totally wave dash down out of shield and then have all my tools again, because my wave dash is faster than Falco's by like 2 frames. So like this is really like, so dash dance I think is a really like emphasizing dash dancing here, like dash away is like a really big, I think this is a really easy starting point for like how you could build out a more complete pressure system. It's a small thing, but like it really, the added flexibility really does make a difference.
Yeah. No, that's like really...
And you can see then he like uses it to set up a wave dash back in when he sees Spark flinch.
Yeah. That is like really eye-opening.
Yeah. What are you? What else is? What were you? In addition to what we've covered, what else are you noticing from like watching this? Like when you look at how much he dashes, like in general, like what do you notice about like what are some benefits you're noticing? I guess.
Just like control, much better control.
Like over his opponent, over his character, both like.
I would say both, just like stage control and like easier reactability. Oh, that was sick. Oh
yeah, that right there. So this is kind of like an example of what I was talking about with the tech chase. It's not, I know this isn't a tech chase, but like this kind of like input economy is like kind of what I mean. So like what I find what helps a lot with characters who are like a little bit slower at tech chasing, or like slower moving, so they can't just like rely on their dash for everything. I find it's really good to like get the input that's covering this side of a platform ready with one hand, or with one set of fingers, and have the input for this one ready with the other. And that sounds really complicated, but it really isn't. It just means like, so in this case, I'd be holding up as I'm landing, or like, as I'm landing, I'd be like getting the up input ready, and then if they land over here, then I would be F smashing. F smash with C stick over here, up tilt over here.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because it just kind of like assigns the jobs to different, like it assigns the jobs to like different fingers, so I'm not like having to do all, so everything's ready to go basically, and I just have to confirm which side they're on. You could also do down if you wanted to shine, for example.
Right. Yeah, and that's like a really quick like distance on the actual controller B to C stick. Makes that a tiny bit easier. I find that I very often am preparing for like down smash or F smash and not really considering A or B too often.
I mean at kill percent that makes tons of sense. That's how I do it at kill percent, because it's like, yeah, like if they are near me, if they're near me, land in place, or roll through me, then down smash I think is like seems quite good, and if they roll away from me on the platform, yeah, F smash that way, right? So I would say that makes tons of sense at like high percents. It's just at lower percents, you know, we probably need combo moves. How did he die already? What?
Oh yeah, no, it was like instant. It was a really tricky edge guard.
Oh,
Ledge
yeah.
grab into ledge, yeah, tournament winner into regrab.
You know,
Weird.
What do you think about that tournament winner?
I think I wouldn't ever think of that in a billion years. I suppose it's like really good option select, because if Sheik gets ledge, you can drift back to stage, and if Sheik goes to like the has to up B, then you can land back on ledge. It's just it covers a ton actually.
I really like how it gets you out of danger too, because I feel like the usual solution there is like, oh, just hit the ledge stall, lol. But like, I feel like we're giving Sheik the opportunity to execution test us a little bit with her like with her up B hitbox, whereas by ledge jumping and just getting out of like getting up there and fast falling back down, we just like take ourselves completely out of danger.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I find that I do like the closest thing I do to that is like a ledge hop backwards, but even that's like way more dangerous because then you're coming in from out, and if they beat you to the ledge, you don't have a jump.
Mm-hmm. I want to call attention to this pressure string because this isn't because like, you know, pressure is something that like I think that this is a good example of the hot and cold we're talking about. So because this is like answer me honestly. Do you think that you would like stay this close to Sheik's shield when you're behind her?
If I get that shine, yeah, I'm just doing freaks. Like I just will I'd probably do like shine, short hop, shine, waveland down, shine, aerial is like my usual pressure sequence.
Nice. Okay, this is good. You'll notice though that there is an emphasis on how he's pressuring with like making sure that he is like landing on the other side of Sheik though.
Yeah, he's doing a ton of cross-ups.
Yeah, because like he's below the narrative shield percent, right? So like Nair doesn't knock over until 35, 36 anyway. So like he's not really like it makes a ton of sense for him to like be playing to that weakness of hers. And then what we see here is that like when he's in the front of her shield, he's like using more like frame traps to like to make sure that he's like dealing with the thing he can't beat by holding down, which would be her shield grab. Yeah. So there's kind of like a consideration towards her options here too, I think, which is like really key. Because like that's I think that's where it's easy to get stuck with pressuring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like how like I don't know what the balance is, but it's like, well, what are the threats here? That one I think was just Mango being Mango. That one I don't have a logical like explanation for that one, and that's okay. Like this is more what I expect.
Yeah.
But
no, that was so. I mean, that could have gotten aired out of shield, but still, I see the cross up at least, which is like good.
Mm-hmm. So what are you learning? So while you're watching him do his pressure stuff, like I know that we've like pointed out the utility of dash here, which is like quite useful. We're also seeing cross-ups. Is there anything else that you're noticing that I haven't picked out yet, or anything that like that's kind of like lingering, I guess?
So many timing mix-ups. Oh, he just did the same thing. That's the thing we looked at before.
Yeah.
Aaron of the corner dash out.
Yeah.
And then wave dash in shine. I love that sequence. I definitely want to practice that.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna write that one down right now.
Okay, so Nair. So let's say late/mid Nair into shielding opponent. No shielding opponent in corner. Into dash away. No, into dash away / dash dance, and then into wave dash back shine. Cool.
Yeah.
And just a quick temperature check. Do you find this structure is working for you? Like, do you find you're learning things, you're seeing things that are useful that you want to like do?
Totally.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Especially pressure, which like, I mean, it is. I cannot expect myself to be anything as freaky as Mango, because Mango's the freakiest. But
he's the goat. Yeah, like.
Yeah. He's just, we've seen like maybe 2 pressure sequences that are similar. So many times he's just mixing up like whether it's a wave shine or like a West Balls pressure or like a shine aerial or like just aerial and leave.
So let's see.
That one I think was like late Nair into early bear, but like a space tie bear.
So let's flag some of this. So I think that like emphasis on attacking behind Sheik, especially when Falco is below 35%, bracket narrative shield percent. Oos percent. And then as an add-on, when in front, more frame traps with JC shines.
That tech chase was so good.
Let's go back. Let me see here.
Yeah, I find myself going for reads here so often. Like just, oh, that's so good. I find that like in that spot, I would probably do like a shield drop dare into the corner. And then I'm in the corner, and that's bad, so I need to stop doing that.
Yeah, so let's like actually look at like how he comes off the like how he sets this up, because I think that this is worth looking at. So he gets this down air and shines, and he does the fast fall here. So like after this point, let's look at this here. So he shield drops onto the ground from here.
Yeah.
So let's go from this point onwards.
Yeah.
So like, walk me through how he got this hit and what he does with it, and then we'll kind of like build out like something that we can use for ourselves.
Okay, so he got the hit. I think he did, if I remember correctly, it was a pressure sequence into shine.
Yep. So Falco shine into dare. No,
yes.
Shine into full hop dare. No, full hop, and then full hop. I think it was full hop fast fall dare, right? Because he was fast falling.
Yes.
Cool. So then Sheik techs in the corner. No, Sheik to tech in corner. And then and then Falco does what? Shield drop?
Yes.
All right. So now walk me through the next steps. So what does he do, and what do you think you would do?
So I mean, for starters, even the shield drop is different and definitely a better choice than the choices I find that I would probably make because he dashes back. I feel like I would immediately go for shield drop dare again. So like without that dash back, which I suppose there's a possibility it hits, but like definitely very percent dependent.
Right, so he's accepting the knockdown. He's not going for an additional follow through on this.
Yes, and that is something that is really, really smart, and I would definitely want to implement more of into my game, which is like you said, I like that wording, accepting the knockdown.
Yeah. So it's like you would be pushing for additional damage here, but I think that like the key here is that like Sheik is here, she's gonna like fall, like Sheik from here is gonna fall to here. So by shield dropping into this position, I feel like Mango is like Mango is not really like, I want to say cutting his losses, but he's not really doing that. It's more like he's kind of creating a position where if Sheik takes like any of the quick options available to her, like near the corner, he has an easy way of like hitting her with fast things. Like he can turn around F tilt, he can turn around, like he can down smash in place, he can probably grab her out at like a good amount of the time. Like basically his like fast options are organized going this way, like which are also the ones that put her off stage, and she's at 80, so this is like fairly reasonable. Meanwhile, if Sheik goes through him, that's where he gets all his slower options, like short up down air, relative to like down smash and grab and stuff. I mean, like they're more organized in this direction, so like it's easy for him to do. Like I feel like he's set up a good situation for him to be able to cover like what he needs to cover. Yeah,
I totally agree.
So like shield drops to center stage, Sheik tech rolls. Tech rolls through. No tech rolls in. No rolls through him. And then, Falco short hop dares. So like, what do you think if Sheik had teched in the corner though? Like if she had teched and placed in the corner, what do you think? Do you think Mango can potentially like back air her? out of this shield drop?
I was thinking about that because I was thinking, what is there any, like, obviously it does add frames to the whole equation if you do the back air, because like then you have to go through the aerial end lag, but is it still like, can you option select and do the back air and then still react to the roll in? Do you have the frames for that?
I don't think you have the frames for both of them, but I do think that you could, like, I was thinking more like as Sheik is like, because you see that Sheik is like coming, like when Sheik comes forward like this, right? Like Mango's like, I know that this isn't 60 frames per second just with like YouTube being YouTube, but like, yeah. I feel like actually 7. I feel like I don't think, okay, so I was thinking you like falling back air her here and react to the tech, like the text over here. I don't think that quite works, but I do think that like if he delayed the shield drop, he could do it. Or alternatively just landed in short hop back air this way, he probably does hit it like a good amount of the time. So I don't think that you can cover both, but I do think that he's like set himself up to be able to hit both as long as he makes like one because the thing is he's only really reacting to one thing, and that's Sheik coming forward here. Because like all of the tech, like the tech in place, no tech, and tech roll away are all organized on this one spot.
Yeah, it also kind of feels like he might be setting up for like, if
forward smash
let's say
maybe.
Yeah, F smash if it's no tech or get up attack, but also like it feels like he might be setting up for like another corner pressure sequence that we were talking about earlier, because it's like if she does tech in place, it's kind of not reactable. It's at least a really hard reaction, so it makes that like he could just dash in and like do that late nair, or maybe like a spaced back air if she shields it, and then that pushes her a ledge and she's still stuck in the corner.
Or even just grab her, like, again, like
yeah,
Sheik,
that too.
Yeah, like, Sheik is probably scared of, like, getting hit more than she is about getting grabbed here, so, like, by organizing, like, half her tech options, like, half her tech options are here, like, or 3/4 of her tech options are here, so by, like, organizing it this way, like, all he has to do, like, it's so easy to cover, like, it's so easy to cover this kind of, like, spread of options, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so this absolutely makes a ton of sense.
Oh. Oh my god.
So he goofed there, but like...
Yeah, that is crazy overcomplicated. Wait, maybe, can you go back actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he was going for off of tech in place, push off. Because if Spark had teched in place shield, it would have pushed him off. So that's some crazy option coverage actually.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that the first time I watched this, so that's clever. I really like that idea.
Oh my god, his pressure's so good, it's ridiculous.
So there we have it again, like that run forward, right? So like this is yeah, and then he's able to just like I like gorgeous. Wow. So
is he just doing raw running shine, or are those JC'd?
That's a running shine for sure.
Yeah, that's a raw running shine. Wow, he hit that like the frame it was possible. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. But you can see like so much is opened up by dash dancing here. Like, like the instant he's out of the way of this like ledge dash F tilt, like he wave dashes to buy space, dashes, and then like immediately is coming back in.
Yeah. God, that was sick.
I would have like just stock traded there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, low key. I don't know though. He's at 26.
That's true. It's a really
26 is early.
26 is like very early, but I would have done it because I'd want to be cool.
For the swag, feel yourself.
Yep. This jab into dash away, like it's not safe, but like you know what I mean. Like, God, he has to be so ready in advance for that.
Yeah, it's like a super read. Just to be like, okay, I know what you want right now because I'm past knockdown. So like, you're not caring as much about grab as you are about the nair because it's faster.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Such good awareness.
Hell yeah. And I think it's really important to have, I think again, especially against characters who have strong out of shield games like Fox and Sheik, I think it's really important to have this kind of like hot and cold thing down. Because it's because being able to move in and like being able to move in and out of their shields so that you so that you are using like a variety of timing mix-ups against them is really critical to like making sure that you like are able to like successfully engage them. Because if we just go in like with autopilot, with like if we go in with like things that they can predict, their fast frame data out of shield is going to give them a lot of counterplay to our stuff. And like we don't really have a way around that because it's just mechanically how they work. It's kind of like fighting like Samus or Bowser. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about like what they can do in response to our stuff, which is why we have to be sneaky about our timings. And give them things to like, and give them things where they can possibly like misstep into. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't want to like just not. We can't just like not pressure them. Like we're Falco. Like we have to.
Yeah.
But like,
I feel like since we started talking, Mango's pressure's gotten so bad. I've noticed that like he's just doing high aerials over and over and over again, and that's a trap that I find myself falling into when I'm playing like less than my best.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So like, when have you noticed like the high aerials? So like, let's go back a bit.
Right there, big one. Right in his face and gets shield grabbed for it.
True. Okay, so let's see here. What's the situation? What happens?
I think it's just a raw dare out of shield.
Yeah. No, this is good. So like, this is a good thing to call attention to. So like, what do you think he's trying to do with this down air? Like, if anything, do you think that there's
probably like trade with a forward tilt? But like even then, it's like what?
Yeah, he's at like 124. Like,
yeah, it just feels very panicky, and that's something that I find myself doing a lot.
Yeah. So what do you think would be a better alternative there? Like, because he did shield, right? So I think that you're right about him trying to call out like forward tilt. So like, what do you think would make more sense here?
Wave dash back.
Agreed.
I would love a wave dash back because then you can get into your dash sequences and spacing.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about full hopping and wave landing across the wave landing with the platform in some direction?
I think it's a more high risk, high reward option.
Okay.
Because if you wave land into Sheik and she forward tilts, you're in a lot of control at the very least. But if she up tilts, your toesies are getting poked.
On Battlefield platform, I could see that being a risk on like Yoshi's or Pokemon, but I don't think she reaches you here.
Does she not reach you here?
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, so like this, so I think that this is a good thing to call attention to, like the fact that there are more movement pathways than we have like out of this spot, right? So like we don't necessarily have to like just like this is one way we could go, but we could also go here and here. We could also go here and then like come across, like come back, like go across and come back down. I actually like the retreat one in this case. Because it gets us into the air for the like it gets us out of the way of her F tilt, but also puts us in a spot where we can laser coming down.
Yes, I like laser here. I like Nair a lot here too. I'll do like the waveland off Nair to catch them.
Yep, we also have, and it even opens up further. Like, I don't know if I necessarily use these paths, but, like, again, if we're, like, wave landing off, we also open up our double jump, right? So, like, we could potentially double jump to top platform if we really wanted to, to escape. I don't think that's needed here, but, like, it's just we have, we have more movement. Like, we have more movement pathways than, like, we necessarily think. Yeah, more movement's available. Yeah, because, like, I think that this is like, Falco is slow, but, like, it's easy for us to, like, think he's slower than he actually is, if you know what I mean. I do think wave dashing away is, like, the safest pick, but I think that, like, in a lot of ways, like, why are we wave dashing away, right? What I like about the waveland thing is that it gets us out of the way of her, like, forward tilt and her dash attack, but also, like, helps us, like, moves us into a position where we more actively set up our laser again. So it doesn't.
Right.
So like it kind of like does the job of a wave dash, but like without creating so much space that it's obnoxious for us. On the other hand, like we're at 130, so the other like or like 116, so maybe the argument is like by wave dashing away, maybe she dash attacks, right? And then we're like more out of the way of that. So like there's pros and cons to these plays, and like which one you think that is the right one will depend largely on your percent and what you think the Sheik wants because of that.
Yeah.
How often do you check your own percent, if you don't mind me asking, when you're playing?
That's like a really good question. I feel like I might not like ever really look at it, and it's more like a general awareness of like, okay, I am just perceiving the game as it's happening, and I understand I've been hit X amount of times, so I'm probably at a certain percent.
Okay.
So I suppose not enough is the answer.
Okay, so we're basically at the end of this VOD. I have an idea on how we can use some of our remaining time if you're up for it. So usually I find this works well in either unranked or ranked, but I was going to suggest do you have your controller with you?
I do.
Awesome. So if I send you my spectator code, here's what I'm going to suggest. We're going to go into ranked and play a set.
Okay.
While you're playing, I want you to look at your percent when the game starts, or when a stock starts, and every time your damage changes, like a significant amount, and you can decide how much like a significant amount is. Doesn't have to be like if you're fighting a Sheik and they shoot you with a needle, 0 to 3, maybe not the biggest like change, but like
Right.
if they hit you with with a tech chase for 30, yeah, that's probably significant. And I want you to just tell me what move you think they're looking for, like what move they're gonna try to hit you with.
Okay.
Now here's the ground rules. The goal of this is not to be right. The goal of this is not to be right because think of it this way. If you're fighting a Marth player and you're at 0 and they wind up doing 2 down tilts or 3 down tilts to get you out of early game. And you're anticipating grab. Well, if they down tilted you 3 times, is that really such a bad thing? Because instead of getting you out of early game by hitting a grab and then doing their big combo, they hit you 3 times. So they've done like 3 times the amount of work, and they probably don't have a combo or like follow through into the mid game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So it's more that we're just trying to weigh our expectations. Like we're trying to like look at our expectations against what is actually happening, and so that we can build a better picture of our opponent overall. So,
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. So let me know when you're queuing, and I will... Yeah.
All right. Queuing.
Perfect.
And we got I know this Fox player's all right.
Ooh, who'd we get?
TD.
Okay, sounds
I've
good.
played this one a few times. Okay. So, we're starting at 0, therefore they probably want Shine or Grab.
Alright, sounds good. And are you in the action? Okay, perfect. I can see the screen. We are good.
I also want Shine or Grab. They shine me into the corner and I'm dead.
These things happen.
13%.
These things happen.
Okay. Okay, I'm at 35. They probably are looking for more knock-up moves now. Yeah, up smash. I didn't need to do that one.
And don't worry too much. Don't worry too much. The whole idea is that we're gonna make that observation, see what they did, and then we're not holding these observations in our mind though. Like we're just kind of making them and letting go, making them and then moving on.
Yeah. Okay, we're at 90. They're probably gonna start looking for grabbing to kill or
up smash.
Just a raw up smash.
Yeah.
Oh, that was late. Okay, and what they ended up going for is an aerial.
Back air, right? And they're still
they
doing.
Just want to set up. They're trying to set up for
an easy mode edge guard of some kind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so past 100, this player really focused on finding edge guards.
Yeah, which makes sense, because, like, if you think about, like, the risk-reward on a back air versus, like, an up smash, like, what's the difference, really, right? Like, it's that the back air is way safer to go for, and only, like, slightly less likely to kill you.
Okay, they're doing a lot of dares. Whoa, random up smash. Whoa. Okay, I'm now at 70, so they're probably going to try to hit me off stage.
Mm-hmm.
Grab. They're doing a lot of grabs at all percents, really.
Yeah, so that means that, like, grab is, like, a big thing. We also noticed drill at 0.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, another drill at 0. Ooh, it's outside my spacing. Rolling. Okay, I'm at 20 now.
And how are you finding this method?
It's interesting. It's definitely making me think about things, like, more actively.
Yeah. This is good?
Mm-hmm.
Because you mentioned that, like, yeah, you're not sure what, like, I think you mentioned that you're not sure what to focus on sometimes, and it's like...
Yeah.
So this, like, what kills us, what the opponent wants, I think this is usually, like, a generally good thing to be, like, if you're not sure what to work on, this is usually a good one to work on. Because, like, being more attuned, being more in tune with our opponent, usually just a good thing.
Okay. Yeah, no, totally. It's definitely making me actively think about what they want and, like, how they're playing more so than just, like, my decision making.
Mm-hmm.
I can't shine out a shield today.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Like, because the thing is, you can. It's just that you maybe not versus this person. Like, you've missed it against this person. Is it usually what I find helps with those ones when assessing tech skill flubs? Just like, was it too early, too late? Like, what?
Okay.
Like, what was the timing? Was my timing too early, or was my timing too late?
That's good advice.
Yeah, because we can't it shouldn't be like an evaluation of whether or not
that was so cool.
Yeah, he did something sick. I noticed you got your shine out of shield there though.
Oh, I didn't. Well, that's good. Okay. So I'm at 0. They want to dare or grab is what seems to be really common for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now they're pressuring me into the corner.
I think back here in the corner. I think back in the corner makes sense over dare and grab though, because like we're in the corner.
Yeah. Okay.
So you see that there's you can kind of like figure out a lot of times like the differences in like why they went for something actually make a lot of sense when we think about it this way.
Okay. Oh, close. Okay, I'm at 77. They're gonna try to back air me. Yep. Yeah, they want early, quick, strong hits to get me off stage. Yep, nair. I have to be ready for that. Okay. So we're still at getting hit off stage %. That's what they want. Grab will do it too. Okay, up throw, tech chase, up smash. So that was at like 1. I died at 140, so that started at like 120.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
You haven't really had a stock where you've been like gimped early either. I think there might have
the very first stock.
Other than the very first stock, but like like in general, you're living over 100, which I think is usually a pretty good sign for Falco here.
Whoa. Oh, I was hoping that laser would stop that. That was a silly situation. Okay, so this is about the % where we look for up smash.
Alright, well.
That's funny. We were correct. That's good. Okay, dares. Lots of dares now. Lots of dares is what I've been seeing at this %.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there it is again.
And then because we were ready for it, we had the counterplay like lined up.
Yep. Oh, crazy good grabs. Okay. Laser grab. Nice. Dare. Oh, good. Oh, crazy. Okay, you are dead. No, you're not.
Okay, now he's dead. I don't think there's a DI in the world that survives him, that helps him, that lets him survive there. Like, there's things that probably allow him to keep the game going, but they all just kind of lead to him dying eventually.
Okay, we're looking for Dare, is what they're looking for, I should say. Yep, there it is. Whoa. Okay, that takes me out of, or puts me into knockdown %. Oh, nice. Oh, I whiffed.
Yeah, he was dead. You just had to. If you held, if you held, he was dead. But that's okay.
Oh.
He's dead anyway. Easy clap.
Yeah, we take those. Oh, okay. He has such a strong read on me coming there. Yeah. Ledge? No. Okay. So between stocks, he's reading that I'm going to top plat every time. Gotta stop doing it. Okay, I'm at 0 still. Dares. Okay, now he's opting for up smash way more. Nice, that's a kill.
Easy clap.
Okay, 57. I did it again. 81. We're looking for hits off stage. That was a weird one. I'm gonna side B to stage because I haven't shown that option really. I missed a ledge dash. Okay. Yep, back here to send me off stage. I shorten, side B to stage. Haven't really represented that option too many times. Grab. No follow-up. Side B kit. Okay. Okay, I didn't recognize that he was gonna get his jump there. I should be doing that.
That's okay. Like, again, like we can't keep track of everything perfectly all the time. It's all good. But, like, I think that you're doing a good job of, like, I think that you're doing a really good job of working with the % information, which was the goal of the exercise, because it's, like, you're clearly more, like, but you being above him is really awkward for his game plan. You see what I mean? Like...
Yeah. Totally. Actually. Okay, that was really stupid.
No, it wasn't, because he has to solve you being above him.
Yeah.
So, like, what he did was he tried to call out your movement, and then you just didn't give it to him. So it's not silly. It makes perfect sense that, like, being above this guy who's, like, shown down air and grab to be his solution to, like, your early game would actually be really strong.
Ooh, I messed that up. Okay. Oh, no up tilt. Okay, now we're at back air %, though.
Yeah, so we probably want to play. We probably do want to play a little bit more grounded. And look at how much easier this is now.
Yeah, this is actually really good. Ooh. Regular get up? Oh, I'm genius. Yeah, do that. See where that gets you. Alright, I'm being toxic all of a sudden. Oh, that was...
It's ranked.
Okay,
It's okay.
Yeah.
By ranked standards, this is like nothing.
Nice. No, totally. That's really good advice. I gotta write that one down too, like think about what my opponent wants at different %.
Yeah, so I'll jot that one down in the takeaways. So % I affectionately call this the % method, and it's basically just like observe your % as it each time it changes throughout the match, and decide what move the opponent is trying. And hypothesize, because it's really not really, like, we're not really deciding. Yeah, what move the opponent is trying to land on us.
It's so good for adaptation too, because, like, in the beginning it's very hypothesize heavy, and then it's like, if you stay conscious of it, you're playing the mix-up, like, one step ahead, where it's like, this is what they've been going for. And then when we notice, like, halfway through, it's like, okay, now he's, like, going for up smashes, because he is realizing he's not getting enough off dare anymore now that I'm playing above him. So now it's like, that's the next layer of the mix-up. Yeah, that's really good. That's a really good thing to, like, stay conscious of.
Yeah, so I'm gonna add one more thing: movement expansion. It's just like, and continue to internalize, like, and I'm gonna say continue to internalize the idea that dash allows more actionability, whereas wave dash keeps more options on the table.
Yes.
Because I think that's like on the table. Good movement, good movement will value action the stronger option pool where stronger option pool where needed, and understand when we need action ability more than the larger option pool. Because that's really because it's really just about like good movement is really just like, do I have access to the things that I need to win this exchange as I need them? And if the answer to that is yes, then it's probably pretty good movement. And if the answer to that is no, then then we probably need to rework things somewhat. That said, this is recorded, so I'll probably put this session up at some point in the near future, because I do think this one went well. Do you have any feedback for me before we close today, though?
Well, one, I appreciate it. This has been awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like I personally do really like learning from watching, like, better players, quote unquote. Like, obviously Mango is better than me, but like, I'm just saying players who have seen more success in general. So I like that that's how we approached this session. I like that we got a little bit of actual me gameplay in there at the end too. No, I'm very, very satisfied.
Amazing. Well, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Kidding. But but no, I think that I'm glad to hear that this was a good experience. I'm going to start getting ready for my 5 o'clock. But take care. And yeah, I hope that this continues to serve you well going forward, okay?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, take care, Avie.
Thank you, KK. Peace out.